Hi everyone, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks, and football fever is reaching high pitch right now as the World Cup has kicked off this week and Wargaming are bringing back the football game mode from a couple of years ago to celebrate Russia 2018. This video is going to let you know an overview of the football game mode from this year, let you know what's up for grabs and spoilers as a special commander and a hell of a lot of credit boosters, and give you my tips and tricks for obtaining them as painless as possible. So when you log into your garage during this event, you're going to be in the middle of a stadium and you're going to notice there are 3 new tanks in your hangar. Firstly, the E100, which specializes as a defender. The T62A is a midfielder, and there's also an auto-loading striker, and yeah, that sounds like an advantage in the form of the AMX. Unlike previous years, there's no opportunity to add equipment onto your vehicles or to put consumables, so thumbs up to Wargaming there for not putting this as a credit drain on us, or to feel like we have to use fuel or cola as to give us an advantage. There are also some unique camouflages which you can apply to your vehicle. There's a rather fetching green, there's also a blue as we can see here, and there's even kind of an orange. But one thing that's interesting is you can actually apply some new football custom camouflages to all of your vehicles through the exterior tab, and they're outrageously priced. Look at this, 1,750 gold to get forward 2018, or the goalkeeper here. And I don't know if I've been given one of these for free, but it looks like everybody just gets the fan 2018. So now let me explain some of the mechanics of the actual game, and I'm spawning in the E100 here, and as you can see, it's suggesting that it wants me to play the defensive role and to either go and sit in the goal front or to just work around inside my goalkeeper's box. Now the E100 has a unique trait, and that is that its gun is rather large, and so I feel like if you get a clean hit on the ball, it seems to go a little bit further. But its special ability, which is always active, which is unlike the AMX and the T62A, is that it can actually splash its shells as well. And so you don't need to hit the ball directly. And oh, off the top of my head there, quite lucky to get that one out. Shows you why it's important to have an E100 inside your goal front, otherwise those kind of rounds, or those balls will be entering and you're not going to be too happy about it. So when you're playing the goalkeeper role, it's great to just get on the line and then to align your vehicle up into a position where you can just go forwards and backwards, and that will allow you to always to be covering one of your inside posts, because that's likely where the ball is going to be coming from. Now the E100 is actually quite nimble, and one thing you'll notice there is that because of the splash that this gun has, you can actually hit just to the left or the right of the ball to persuade it to go into different ways. Now just because you're sitting in goal doesn't mean that you can't be looking out for that golden moment where you can hit one clean in, and yeah, that does feel rather good. So after you've scored a goal, then it's going to reset, and the goal is to get to 3 goals before the enemy team, or alternatively before the time runs out, be ahead on goals. Now unlike the previous game mode, there's no way to actually draw with your opponents because it adds up the amount of possession that you've had inside the enemy's half, and so always try and keep the ball in your opposition's half, because that can come in hugely handy if it ends up as a draw. So one thing I found as well is it's important as to where you shoot the ball, because if you hit to the right of the ball, then it's going to go left. Imagine as if you were kicking it from that direction, and as we can see there, we score our second of this game. Another important aspect of the E100 is figuring out that you can actually splash to the side, as we can see there, to make the ball go to the right. So if you shoot to the left hand of the ball and then you splash it in, then the ball's going to go to the right, and that can be so useful for if you want to cross the ball for your allies to enable them to have a shot in. And now that I know that I'm 2-0 ahead, I'm going to leave my goal and I'm going to go and hopefully try and get the third to end this game early. Try and splash it a little bit over there. Looks like the AMX to the left of me has been given a bit of a red card, and there we go, boom, hat trick for the goalkeeper. Not too bad. So with the T62A, you've got a much better reload than the E100, and so you're going to be able to get the first shot off of the game. So try and use that advantage to be able to get the ball going towards your opponent's half, unlike I've been able to do so here. Now, unlike the E100, your special ability is not constantly in use. As we can see, the 4 key here gives us a nitro boost, or as Wargaming are calling it, a turbocharger, which boosts the acceleration of your vehicle for a limited time with a 20-second cooldown, and so you want to be using this as much as you can. Now we're going to take a look at the AMX, which is the striker of the football game mode, and this is an interesting one because it has an auto loader. Now it takes a while for you to be able to get all of those rounds in the magazine, but when you're fully loaded, you do have a 6-round auto loader. Now, one thing that I recommend that you do if you're playing the striker is to block the midfielder at the start of the game. team, and that's because, of course, he's going to be trying to get there to get his first shot off, and we've only just reloaded now. And so if you can block the T62A with your striker, then that can sometimes give your team an advantage, or give your T62A an advantage to be able to get the ball further upfield. Now, as we can see with the gun here, I don't want to shoot it into my own goal. Okay, now we want to try and get it over to the side. So you get those 6 rounds, they fire off really quickly, and so it's all about just building up momentum on the ball. Now, one of the cool things as well about the AMX is that you have an ability, which is, what is it called? It's called Second Chance, and this instantly loads 2 rounds into the magazine to give you an extra 2 shots. So if you need to be able to get those extra 2 shells to be able to just give it the last bit of a push along the line, then those can be useful as well. And let's take a look at the perfect example of using this ability. We've just fired all of our rounds, getting the ball into the enemy's half, and now we're going to press the 4 key to instantly reload 2 extra shells and then use them to push the ball across the line and score. Great stuff. Alright, so now I'm going to give you some of my top tips as to hopefully how to dominate the football game mode if you want to be able to get some of these rewards. Number 1, always get behind the ball, especially if you're a striker or a midfielder. The worst thing that you can do is to kind of goal hang in this game mode. Just don't wait around in the enemy's half. Always come back and get behind the ball. And when you get into these awkward situations where the ball is kind of along a wall, make sure you go here and then boot it along as far as you can. And then once you've hopefully got the ball into the enemy's corner, then hopefully your E100 can try and splash to cross the ball across, or alternatively one of your strikers can go, or your midfielder can cross the ball like this, and then hopefully somebody can put it in. Also, if you want to play the goalie, use the rear of the E100 to your advantage. One of the things that I've noticed is that at the front, sometimes the ball will bounce off here, and then it will go up over the E100. So I always like to use the butt of the tank, which I've just had much more success in stopping the ball with. Next, you can use the splash of the E100 to not only detrack your opponents, but also to get the ball moving in the direction of the enemy goal. If you can incapacitate your opponents at the same time as pushing the ball on towards the goal, then that really is your best chance of dominating. Now I want to talk through the rewards and estimate how much time you're actually going to have to spend to be able to get them. So the way that you get rewards inside this football mode is by getting tank stickers. And then as you manage to unlock them, you level up your vehicles and then you gain more points. And when you reach 100 points, then you're going to unlock a GG Buffon. Oh, sorry, I mean Buffon. And why Buffon is special is because he's a commander that you can assign to any nation, and he comes with Brothers in Arms as a 0 skill perk, so that's immediately very exciting, and also 6th Sense, but it's not 0 skill. And so this practically means that Buffon is a female reward crew member, and it's definitely something really interesting to pick up. But he's not the only reward available. If you manage to get to 30 points, you get a cool 250,000 credits and 5 hours of boosting your credit income by 50%, which is massive. 60%, 500,000 credits and 10 hours of boosters, and the 100% is Buffon, and you manage to get a unique camouflage as well. So to be able to get these tank stickers, you're going to have to do daily missions that involve playing the football game mode. Now you can get 1 pack for winning 1 game, you can get an additional pack for winning 3 games in total, and you can get your 3rd pack once you've won the 5th game of the day. And these seem to reset every single 24 hours, enabling you to get 3 cards per day if you manage to win 5 times. In addition to this, there are a whole series of other rewards which award experience and credits. For example, every goal you score is worth 5,000 credits, and assists are worth 5,000 credits where you help an ally manage to score a goal. And if you win 5 games in a day, you're rewarded with 25,000 credits. Now, for a free-to-play player, that's significant considering there's no ammo cost, repair cost inside this game mode, but obviously for somebody who has a premium account or premium tanks, it's negligible. So how much are you going to play if you want to unlock all of the rewards and get Buffon as a commander? So from what I've been able to figure out, your first win of the day rewards you with a midfielder card, your 3rd win of the day rewards you with a defender card, and your 5th win of the day rewards you with a striker card. Now there are 10 positions here for which you can get cards, and then I guess the idea is that eventually once you've unlocked all of the 10 cards, then you get Buffon as the goalkeeper. Now when you first get a card, it awards you 3 points, as clearly seen in the top left hand corner of the card. But if you manage to get the card again, it awards you with a tier 2 version of the card. So for example, as we can see, I have a tier 2 Kranvang, and I guess if I get the Kranvang again, then it's going to give me a tier 3 version of the card, which will award me with 10 points. Hence, if you get 10 cards at at tier 3 that are each worth 10, then you get 100 and you unlock the GG as a commander. Now, Wargaming have said on their website is that it is possible to get duplicate cards, and if you do get one, then you get 30,000 credits instead. So again, a big incentive for a free-to-play player here to get your daily wins, because in theory, you could be milking about 120, 150,000 credits for playing about 10 games. But for the premium players out there of you, I don't think that sounds like a very good credit to time spent income, and it's going to be immensely frustrating to get your duplicate cards. And so this means for the exceptionally lucky players out there of you, you could do this in 12 days, i.e. you get one defender card 12 times and it's unique, and so you get each of your 4 defenders at tier 3. So I'm thinking if you want to get Buffon for free, you're probably going to have to get at least 3 wins a day, 16 times over the next month. And in addition to that, on 8 to 10 of those days, you're going to have to get 5 wins above the 3, because obviously there are far less strikers to get, so you're going to have to do it far fewer times than getting your defenders and your midfielders, and thankfully the strikers are the last ones you get for those 5 wins, right? But of course, if you don't have time for all of this, then there's that lovely purchase button there. And so at the end of it, if you do find that certain cards are eluding you, then I guess you could purchase it, and the full team price is £14.53 for me. That's quite a lot of money to effectively get, I guess, a special commander, a camo, 15 credit boosters, and 750,000 credits. So I personally would not recommend doing that unless for some reason you're the world's biggest fan of this gent here. Now, for those of you out there who want to take the football game mode very, very seriously, then they're also going to be rolling a tournament with 4 stages that each last a week, and it looks like you can get stage 1 styles, possibly as rewards, as well as special medals that I presume you're going to be able to show off even inside the battle. And if you want to see how to access that, if you go inside your garage and you go inside this green button here on the left, then you can see what Wargaming are calling rolling steel, and here are the stage rewards, which, you know what, those credit boosters look rather nice. But bizarrely enough, it seems like one of the biggest rewards you get from this are directives, you know, those tiny little boosts for bonds. So apart from getting these unique styles, I don't really feel like it's that rewarding. Well, at least that's for stage 1, because look what happens when we reach up stage 2. Now you're playing for premium time, and the winner of each stage is going to get a unique autographed football by Gianluigi Buffon. Sorry, not Buffon, Buffon, get it right, you potato. The stage 3 rewards are actually quite nice. Look at this, 1,500 bonds if you manage to finish in the top 400 players, and then the stage 4 rewards will be premium time and bonds, and lots of directives for you to use. And if you want to stand a chance of winning some of those prizes, then just play a load of matches in your favorite position, and then find out where you stack up on the leaderboard. Although it looks like there's going to be some stiff competition. For example, the leader of the defender has already played 116 matches in the last 24 hours. And so ladies and gents, that's it. That's my overview of the football game mode. I hope this video was useful to you, or maybe you just enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, but if you hated it, make sure you give it a thumbs down, and let me know in the comments what you think about football 2018. Do you think this is the best version of it yet, or do you think the Wargaming have kind of missed a little bit with it? And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.